Hi there, and welcome to the Google Apps for Work overview and demonstration, where we're going to talk about how you can unleash your content by working from anywhere on any device. A couple of quick things before we get too deep into it. This is a pretty high-level overview, so if you're already familiar with these products, your best bet is to contact our sales department and to find out how you can be connected with us directly. However, if this is the first time you're seeing these products, you're at the right place, so let's get started. To start off, a light agenda. We're going to talk about what work looks like today and how Google can help make that even better. We're going to finish it off with a demonstration of just a few of the many features that we offer in this product suite. And here we go. To start, let's talk about a stat that may resonate with a lot of you. These days, you probably don't just check your email on your work computer. Instead, you probably fit into this category of using multiple devices to access your work, as most people do. And with all these devices, employees and companies are accessing their work from multiple places each and every day. Furthermore, people are working from more places than ever. 1 in 3 regularly work outside of their office, and they're choosing the technology that they use to do it. Today, 3 out of 4 use their own device. In fact, we're finding that most employees actually prefer the technology that they have at home to the technology that they have at work. So what's going on? A consistent thread that we're seeing is that as technology continues to improve, employee behavior will also evolve with those improvements. And as people become more empowered by that technology, the way they interact with that technology will change as well. Take a look at this picture. Probably looks pretty familiar, right? And that's because work truly does happen everywhere. People are moving away from using this traditional office space and are more connected and productive than ever when they're away from their desks. In fact, between 1/4 and 1/3 of employees regularly work from places like client sites while traveling or public sites. And believe it or not, the most common location today is from home, with 4 out of 10 employees regularly working from home. So if a coffee shop is as likely to be a work site as an office desk, the need to access all of your work content becomes even clearer. And how can you make this possible in a way that is as easy as it is simple? First of all, let's talk about where you might be right now. What's displayed here is something that leads to a lot of confusion. If you're watching this video, there's a good likelihood you might have had a similar confusion with versions of documents. You might attach those documents in an email, send them around to your coworkers, and all of a sudden you lose track of which document is the most up to date. You probably also have issues with access and control, and if you need extra security, you'll have to pay for that as well, all on top of the cost of maintaining a server infrastructure that you might already use. But the good news is, it's called the old way for a reason. With Google Apps for Work, you can avoid the problems of the past and move to a work model that gives you access to all of your files from anywhere on any device. Plain and simple. Specifically, Google Drive, which we'll demo a bit of later, is our online file storage and sharing platform. It allows unlimited storage capacity, the ability to share with one click, and access on any device, including iOS. And that's something I think a lot of folks are confused about. They think that if you move to Google, you have to use the Android operating system. Totally untrue. As a salesperson at Google, I have plenty of coworkers that I know who prefer different operating systems. And the great thing about Google Apps is your work will work just as flawlessly regardless of what operating system you choose. With Google Apps, there are no limits to slow you down. We already talked about the unlimited storage capacity. Can you imagine never having to manage your storage quotas ever again? Now, Google Drive, in addition, supports multi-terabyte files and is available in over 70 different languages. And all of our products are built on Google's globally optimized data center network, so performance and availability are world-class. We're talking 99% guarantee on your service level agreement, and anything less than that, you get your money back. Plain and simple. Now, not only is there no constraint on infrastructure, which is certainly important for a lot of companies, there's also no constraint on the type of data that you're accessing. So in the case of Google Drive, it works with all of your files. We're not going to limit you to just store Google formatted documents on Drive. We want Drive to be the home for all of your work. So we've been committed to making Drive work well with all the major file types and editing tools that companies already use. Drive includes viewers for over 40 different popular file types and lets you easily edit even Office files, whether on mobile or on a desktop. even if you don't have Microsoft Office installed. Furthermore, a huge value of these products is being able to collaborate more effectively. And Google Drive is actually designed for teams. So you're not just giving teams a way to share documents and folders, but you're also letting them collaborate in real time or co-create content with Google Docs. Drive's version control ensures that everyone is working on the latest copy of that file. No more documents attached in edit mode in an email. No more worrying about which document is the most up to date. And with screen sharing and video chat, which we'll see a little bit of later, teams can work together in ways that they never imagined, no matter where they are or what device they're using. So now that we've firmly established the principles that Google is built upon, let's take a look at the respective components of this suite. Let's start off with Gmail. This is Google's world-class email tool. Now, a lot of folks get worried about a change to something like their email structure because change management is always hard. There's no way of getting around it. However, with Gmail, you'll know that over 750 million people already use Gmail. There's a good chance that many folks in your company are already familiar with these tools, and we welcome their additions to our team as well. Gmail also allows you to find everything you're looking for fast. You'll have the search capability that allows you to crawl through all of your data, no matter how much data you have, incredibly quickly. And even though these tools are focused on being online, they also have offline additions available. So in the case where you're traveling on a plane or a bus that doesn't have Wi-Fi, you're not going to be constrained by that lack of internet connectivity. Moving on to Google Calendar. This is a hugely powerful tool, especially for teams collaborating, and especially in the simple scenario of scheduling a meeting. A lot of times you have to go desk to find out when people are available. No more. With Google Calendar, you're going to be able to pull up their calendars instantly, and we'll see a little bit of that demoed later on in this presentation as well. Similar to the email functionality, these tools are still available even without an internet connection, and once you get online, the most up-to-date calendars will be viewable to you. Google Drive. This is something we've talked about a lot already on this presentation, but it's worth reiterating. All of your work in one place. This allows you to sync regardless of what operating system you're using and view on any device. This really unlocks the potential of your teams to collaborate in real time, regardless of whether they are on a Mac operating system, a Windows PC, or an Android device. Google Hangouts. Now here's another huge value add that comes standard with the Google Apps suite. This is what we call our multi-way video chat. Video conferencing solutions frequently with customers that I've talked to are something that customers are paying a third-party company for. No more. All you have to do is simply access Google Hangouts straight from your inbox to be able to do instant messaging conversations, but also video conferencing with up to 15 participants at a time. Things like screen sharing come standard, and this really, again, helps unlock the potential of your team's productivity. Now, some of you may have the need to get a video conference room sort of setup. Others might have been worried about this option because it was so expensive. Luckily, we found the perfect hardware to pair with this fantastic software, and it comes in the form of Chromebox for Meetings. This will be able to transform your current display into a real functioning conference room. And for those folks who don't have it, we're happy to say that this is also incredibly affordable. It includes a high-definition webcam, a speaker and microphone, a remote control, and a Chromebox CPU that you see there on the left. The integration with Google Apps is really what unlocks this potential even more. You can connect instantly, and I think for anyone who has ever used a video conferencing solution, you'll agree that a video conference is a lot more powerful and dynamic than the instant messaging services that we've grown more accustomed to. Finally, this is very easy to set up, maintain, and manage. We also realize that a lot of folks are coming from an environment when you're really in need of new computing devices. Luckily, we've got a solution for that too. These are what we call Google Chromebooks. They're an entirely web-based suite, which will obviously not only be great to pair with your Google Apps subscription, but they're incredibly low cost, and the management controls that you have as an administrator are pretty phenomenal. No more do you have to worry about what folks are doing with the devices you give them. You can give them a device that you actually manage, so that even as they independently use it, it's still under company guidelines without having to worry about infringing on any sort of certification that you might need. The best thing about these being web-based is that updates are going to be pushed to you automatically. You don't need to restart your computer. You don't need to have service interruptions where you won't have access to your data. You're going to open them up and in fewer than 10 seconds have access to all of your work tools in the most up-to-date format available. But what good are all of these features and products if you can't keep them safe? Luckily, in addition to being available, data can also be secure with Google Apps. Google's infrastructure has all the major security certifications, which you can see across the bottom there, plus a team of over 400 security engineers working full-time to protect our systems and users. Google Apps for Gmail and Drive includes audit reports that you can track all of your user activity, security controls so you can customize your organization's needs. Luckily as well, data is going to be encrypted at rest and in transit. Mobile security, already built in. Google Apps gives you company-wide file search. We continuously add archiving and e-discovery tools, and since those updates are pushed to you automatically, you don't need to worry about purchasing an additional license when the old one becomes outdated. And Google is constantly coming up with new ways to detect security threats, so you'll benefit from innovations like suspicious login detection and others. Still not convinced? All right. Consider today that over 5 million businesses have gone Google. Over 1 million run their business on Google Apps for Work. And these businesses, both large and small, are using Google to redefine the culture of work in their companies. And there's a reason that they moved to Google's cloud infrastructure. It's because we have a proven track record of making their company data secure, reliable, and readily available. With Google Apps for Work, these companies are connecting their teams across distance, accessing more expertise and ideation than ever before, and turning collaboration into a competitive advantage. And the coolest part about this list, the same companies that you know, like Kohl's, BBVA, and Virgin America, are getting the same tools, the same support, the same innovation that your company has access to, whether you're a company of 5 or an empire of thousands. Now that we've talked about the capabilities of Google Apps for Work, Mark's going to take you through what things look like from an administrative point of view.
Thanks, Spencer. My name is Mark Hall, and now I'll guide you through the admin console. Once you've decided to proceed with Google Apps for Work, the first thing you need to do is set up your account. This is the admin console, a list of icons that's going to allow you to manage your account from top to the bottom. This is your home base. The first thing you'll need to do is add users to your account. When you click the users icon, you see it gives you an overview of the users you currently have, the last time they signed in, as well as their usage across email. Adding users is extremely easy and can be accomplished by hitting the icon that says Add Users. It offers 3 options. You can add users manually, you can add them multiple people at once via a bulk upload, or you can invite users to add themselves. Once your users are added, the next thing you need to do is customize your account. This is when you click the company profile section. It gives you the opportunity to brand your account according to your company image, your communication settings, and in a manner that allows you to personalize it. For example, you can set your organizational name and list the contact information for your account. You can also designate communication preferences based on how frequently you want to receive updates across certain areas. And as I highlighted, you can add header logos so you can customize it to your company's brand. You can also set up custom URLs that allow your users to more easily access products. As an example, if you want your users to reach their email by going to mail.companyname.com, you can designate that here. The next step would be jumping into Google Apps. This is a section as the admin where you can limit people's activity across products or manage what they have access to and what they don't. For example, here's a list of the Google Apps products and the status across access points. You can see calendar is on for selected organizations as we have designated organizational units. You can dive deeper into each Google app and set the sharing settings across. For example, within the calendar, you can set sharing settings according to each user group or organizational unit. You can allow users to identify if people can see on the calendar whether they're free or busy or across certain limitations. Heading back, you also have the ability to designate admin roles. This is an important area as your organization will likely have people with different levels of management responsibility. You might have a super admin, a group admin, all the way down. You see in this demo account, we have set up a number of admins and the rights that they have on across organizational units. Assigning an admin is as easy as clicking Assign Admins. You can begin typing the user's name in and quickly get that assigned. Heading back to the dashboard, the next area worth exploring is the marketplace apps. This is where third-party developers and companies have designated tools that plug in really well with the Google Apps suite. For this demo, you see a list of apps that we've already suggested based on some of the common needs of a lot of organizations. If your organization has a bring your own device to work policy, then the device management section will be really helpful. This allows you to implement certain devices that people can bring in and have certain controls over that protect the company data. For the purpose of this example, we have 4 devices listed, and you can see the devices highlighted, and in the event that an employee loses their phone, you can remote wipe the device directly from your admin console. That way your company information is not at risk. The next area worth diving into is the report section. This allows you to get a pretty clear overview of how products are being used across the suite. As an example, you can see the total number of emails sent, total number of files owned, as well as the Hangouts that have been initiated. You can get visibility into a number of documents. Within this area, a key function is looking at the audit reports for different areas. Within the admin section, you can see what changes were made, what the event specifically was, and when that change was actually implemented. We know that security is really important for a lot of organizations, so we've made it extremely easy to manage all your security settings. With something as simple as SSL, implementing it becomes easy directly through the admin console. Password management, 2-step verification, all feasible within this section. And requiring different degrees of password strength is visible directly within the password monitoring section. For more advanced features, you can go to the API reference section and enable or disable certain settings. A key area for a lot of organizations includes bringing legacy data from your old environment. We've developed a migration tool built directly in your Google Apps settings, allows you to do just that. So with that, you can select certain files from certain users and bring those in. This becomes a really critical tool in the event you have a lot of legacy data you need to bring into the Google Apps environment. In the instance you feel like this process is too tedious, the Google Apps for Work team works very closely with a network of partners who can assist in the introduction of that relationship so that one of our partners can help you in that process. The next section worth exploring is the billing section. This gives you clear visibility and insight into the number of products you have activated, and it gives you the ability to manage your licenses across those products. For the purpose of this demo, you see the Google Apps for Work Unlimited product, the number of licenses, as well as the same information for the Chrome device software and support, as well as the Chromebox for meetings. The final area worth exploring is the Support tab. In the event you encounter any technical issues or need help troubleshooting, you can click the Google Apps button and see the phone support information and reach out to our technical support team. The last piece of the admin console that becomes really helpful is what's known as Google Vault. Let's dive in. Google Vault is an email archiving tool that allows you to automatically archive any incoming or outgoing emails, any attachments, or any on-the-record chats. You can set a retention rule and create a matter directly from this admin console, giving it a matter name and a description. A matter is simply a topic that you want to have archived and retained within Google Vault. You could toggle and see which matters you've already created and set the retention rules accordingly. As an example, you can designate which emails you want to have shown and which you don't, as well as search across different areas, as well as exporting information. Google Vault is a critical tool for a lot of administrators who want to protect their email data in the event of an employee accidentally or intentionally deleting that email. You can run reports and audits in a similar fashion that you would with other Google products, but do it extensively with Google Vault. That concludes the overview of the Google Apps for Work Admin Console.
Now that we've thoroughly impressed the different features and capabilities of the product, it's time to actually take a look. And David's going to be able to take us through the opening part of that demonstration.
Hello, my name is David, and I'm going to go over what Google Apps looks and feels like from a user perspective. To start, access your email by going to gmail.com and simply log in using your password and credentials. Once you log in, you'll see an interface that looks a lot like this. Notice a few things here. I have Hangouts, which is our instant messaging service you've heard about earlier, over here on the left. And up top, this search bar can be used to look up old emails. This is a great way to stay organized, and of course, powered by Google Search. And you'll see my messages here in the center. And let's open this one I've got from Julia. Hey David, I had a great phone interview with a candidate today. Sam Renner is a strong prospect for the open outside sales role and has an impressive resume that I'd like to review and comment on. Let's schedule a video interview with Sam as next steps. Would you mind putting that on your calendar for Thursday morning? As a reminder, the team should continue to update interview notes on each of the candidates in this spreadsheet. Thanks, Julia. Okay, so we know we've got a few things to do for this email. Let's start at the top. I see Julia has provided a link to Sam's resume, and as I open it, I see it's in a Microsoft Word format. Now I can choose to open this in a Google Doc format, and as you can see, the format looks very similar to what you'd expect. After I've looked this over, I may want to share this with others in the group and collaborate on it as well. So I'm going to invite Mark and Spencer to this doc. Right now, this is only private to me, but it's very easy to add Mark and Spencer and share the doc with them. They'll get a notice and they'll be able to jump on this document and review it with me. Once they're in the doc, their icons show up in the upper right-hand corner, so I can actually tell that Spencer is on this document and reviewing it with me. And now that everyone's having a chance to look at this, let's go back to the original email. Julia wants me to schedule an interview with the whole sales team, so I'm going to go up to this grid icon here in the upper right-hand corner, and I'm going to go into Calendar. Once I'm in Google Calendar, I can make sure that I've got access to my colleagues' calendars. So here I've got Brian's calendar on the left and Spencer's calendar pulled up. And all I have to do is hit Create Event. So I'm going to title this Sam Renner Interview with Sales Team. And I want to make sure I'm able to find a time when we can all attend. On the right-hand side, on the guest list, I'm going to add Brian and Mark. And what I'm able to see is that 9 a.m. would be a great time to conduct this interview tomorrow. So I'm going to go back into Event Details, and I'm going to make the location our office. And in the description, I'm just going to put a couple quick notes. Sam Renner, outside sales role, interview number 2. When I hit save, an invitation is going to be sent to the guests, in this case, Mark and Spencer. Once we've got something on the calendar, let's take a quick look at that email from Julia again. She asked us to update interview notes on each of our candidates in this spreadsheet. I'm going to go ahead and click the link she's included, and I'm taken to a Google Sheet where we've got all of our candidates' information and links to their resumes already entered here. I can see Julia has some feedback and says that Sam plays the ukulele, is a marathon runner, and has an excellent sales foundation and would be a great culture fit for her team. She gave him a yes as to whether or not he'd be a good candidate for a second interview. I'd kind of like to get Julia's feedback though, and to do so, I'm going to click out of this Google Sheet. To get in touch with Julia, I'll simply come over to this left-hand side. I'll find her in Google Hangouts. And I don't know quite where she's at, so I'm just going to say, "Hi, Julia. Do you have a quick minute? I'd like to connect on Sam Renner." Julia suggests that we actually connect face-to-face via Google Hangout. So I'm going to click the video icon and tell her, sure. One moment. Starting a video conference is extremely easy. Hey, Julia, how are you?
Hey, David. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I just want to touch base with you. Thank you for your notes on Sam Renner. Looks like he'd be a strong candidate, and I'm looking forward to bringing him in and having him meet the rest of the team. Off the cuff, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I love this guy. I mean, he's going to be the next Larry Page. He's super outgoing, he's friendly, and I think he's going to be a great fit for the team.
Well, it sounds terrific. Julia, thank you so much for your notes, and look forward to catching up with you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be in the office. See you then.
All right, take care, Julia. Bye. As you can see, Google's tools make it very easy to conduct your business. We were able to share Sam's resume with team members. We were able to schedule something on all of our calendars almost instantly. And when I needed to get a hold of Julia to get her honest feedback on our job candidate, I was able to find her and video conference her right away.
Great, so that was a lot of information, but if any of that has piqued your interest, we'd love to hear from you. Feel free to give us a call at the number below to find out how Google Apps can positively impact your business. Thanks, and take care.